good to see you again. Good.
Brilliant.
Right, another corker for you. I think it sits with you really well. Recruiters grow businesses. Everyone's talking about scale, and they scale by bodies, they scale by heads, and they have to put their infrastructure in, they have to industrialize their processes, and a lot of that comes from the vision of the leader right at the beginning. This is where we are. This is where we're going to get to. This is my passion, vision, belief that we're going to do it. At which point do you realise that actually it would be better without you hands-on and better with you maybe, I don't know, in a chair position or being in an overarching position where you can still provide vision, but you're not integral to that day-to-day running?
It's really prominent right now, isn't it? Because the world's changing so fast. I would say I think people should be building their business tech over talent right now. Now, you can do more with fewer people, so to embrace that. I think a business boss has to be really honest with themselves. And are they the facilitator? Are they the enabler? Or are they potentially a bottleneck and a limiter for a business? And understanding what your skill set really is and where you add the most value. Are you the major breadwinner? But all of the items behind that in terms of running the business, the finances, the planning, the structure, the motivating, the coaching, is that you? Are you better off being a sales director than an MD? Are you better off being a chair and just getting out of the way? Do you have stronger people around you who actually will go further if you take away what might be perceived as a glass ceiling? Are you a control freak to the point where it just stifles everyone's interest in the business and you're only having people running at 50%? But we both know businesses who've the boss, the founder, the major shareholder has replaced himself with a grown-up CEO to take it to the next level. We both know businesses who the owners dabble at work and now have got a C-suite of dreamboats who are taking it way further than they were going to do it themselves, and potentially hiring people who have bigger ambitions for it, or their personal circumstance. Well, the answer to the question is, I think you first have to know thyself, understand what it is that you're good at, and decide, at 55, can I be asked now to go through and learn the skills about market research before I were to just put, as I always would, I reckon there's money over there, I'm going to go and chase it. Should I be doing the former in this grown-up world? Well, of course you should. I mean, all that data is available to you. It's in the public domain, but it's not there for no reason. Would I therefore be better to be the figurehead, the vision person, and be that Richard Branson type of character and have a really great team around me? Yeah, and you also have to think about your energy levels as well for this. People don't want a boss coming in. If you're the boss of a business and you're not the happiest bloke in that room, you shouldn't be the boss of the business. You've got to be the most motivated, the most driven. Although I did believe that during my end days at S3, I used to do chairman hours, which were 10 to 4. Then eventually that became the time I got in at 10 to 4. Then the shit hit the fan. But if people see that I wasn't putting in the effort, how could I expect it of anyone else? So that's important.
It is important. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to be able to make yourself redundant in your own business and know that you've set a structure and an infrastructure and you've been able to teach people so well that you don't need to be part of it anymore. And I think that itself is quite inspiring to walk away, because that's legacy, isn't it? That you anybody can work fully hard all the time and whatever else. But I think the true skill is when you can take that and get other people to understand it and deliver on it and actually improve on it, because you're right on energy levels. You get to a certain level of an age where you shouldn't be doing those things anymore. You progress, you've got too much business knowledge, too much business acumen, you understand certain things. And others need to go through those learning experiences as well. So it's a difficult one to spot, but I think if you're an in-tune business leader with yourself and you know who's sat behind you and what their skills are and what they can deliver on, it's like I used to say, actually, that coming from a boxing background, boxers, they're the last to know they're finished. But I think those who are really in touch with themselves and really understand their physicality and their bodies, that they do know. And I've seen many good boxers retire, and with all their facets in place and knowing what they're doing. It's the others who don't know what life leads afterwards, where they're going to go and what they're going to do, and actually they've got nothing to look forward to that continues for too long. So
I think so too.
It's a really tough balance, but it's something that needs to be addressed.
As long as the business boss is prepared to put his ego to one side and then use something like office vibe, which is going to hurt you, right? Because if you start asking questions of your staff about the environment, you could target it to be specifically about the boss, the leadership, and how happy they are. It's never great at first, but it will give you the tools to actually then make a decision about yourself potentially. So, but you've got to put your ego in a box.
Yeah.
Some of us struggle.
I think the hardest thing about that is when you kind of realise in certain areas you're not needed, and those decisions can be made without you. And it's tough because your purpose, your why, your belief to start off with, and it's a bit like you've handed over your baby to someone else, and you're watching the baby actually enjoy being parented by someone else and growing faster than they did with you. And I think that's probably a tough thing to swallow, but it is, isn't it? That's how I felt when I sold my first company. I walked in on a Monday. I've told people many times, and I've never felt so poor in business, so unneeded. Felt like I got kicked in the stomach. I mean, little did I know that actually I'd been bought by a bag of spanners and it would all go pear-shaped and I'd have to get involved again. But it's suddenly it's gone, and I think it's like anything, like a sporting career, whatever else. You've got to find something to fill that void very, very quickly. Otherwise it plays with you.
So the right time is when it's the right time for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers, buddy.
See you soon.